skewers of meat covered in black flies, undercooked fish soaking in a pot of dark oil, or a bowl of thick porridge with a floating layer of grease, served in bowls whose cleanliness is questionable. Just seeing this is enough to make you reconsider this culinary adventure. Imagine strolling through a bustling market in Bangladesh, where all your senses are stimulated by the rich aromas and vibrant colors of a variety of street foods. But be careful. Behind the eye-catching stalls are scary dishes that could make you regret your first bite. What's even more astonishing is that locals eat these dishes every day. Are they immune to all kinds of bacteria, or do they simply challenge their stomachs in a way that few dare to try? Do you think your stomach is strong enough to face these risky foods, or will you run away at the sight of that haunting preparation? Fuchka, pani puri. At first glance, fuchka appears to be an appealing and harmless street food, with its crispy, hollow shell filled with mashed potatoes and green peas, combined with a sweet and sour tamarind water. But behind this tempting exterior lies a horrifying story of food hygiene. Fuchkas are often sold at roadside stalls, where vendors don't wear gloves, don't wash their hands, and operate in a dusty environment. Can you imagine how this dish is prepared under such conditions? The scariest part is the tamarind sauce, the key ingredient that gives fuchka its signature flavor. This sauce is usually made from unclean water and stored in dirty plastic containers left outside all day. Without a lid, the sauce is easily exposed to road dust, flies, and all sorts of imaginable bacteria. Would you dare dip your crispy snack into that dangerous sauce and put it into your mouth? Not to mention the potatoes, which are one of the main ingredients. They are often not stored properly, possibly spoiled and contaminated. With just one bite of fuchka, you put your digestive system into a gamble with the risk of food poisoning. Many have experienced severe stomach aches and poisoning after trying this dish. What would you do when faced with this risky fuchka? Would you dare to challenge your stomach with the lurking danger of food poisoning in every bite? Or would you run away the moment you witness the horrifying preparation process? Chotpoti, on the surface, seems like a delicious snack made with green peas, potatoes, and boiled eggs. But beware. Behind this appealing appearance lies a food hygiene nightmare. Pots filled with green peas and potatoes are cooked early in the day and then left out in the open, exposed to polluted air, flies, and insects all day long. Think that's all? Not quite. The vendors often don't wear gloves, using their bare hands to mix all the ingredients together. Can you imagine that scene? The tamarind sauce, the key to chotpoti's flavor, is made from water of unknown origin, stored in dirty plastic containers and left uncovered outdoors. Filthy fingers, unwashed, touch the food that you're about to eat. Horrifying is an understatement. Chotpoti is not just a dish, it's a challenge for the digestive system. Those who dare to try chotpoti are truly playing with the risk of food poisoning. Bacteria, dirt, and harmful substances can all hide in every bite. I guess you must be a very brave person to try this dish. At first glance, jalmuri seems like a colorful snack, with crispy puffed rice mixed with onions, chilies, and mustard oil. Sounds harmless, right? But wait. Behind this tempting facade lies a hygiene nightmare waiting to strike. The puffed rice is displayed outdoors all day, soaking up dust, vehicle exhaust, and perhaps a bit of special seasoning from uninvited bacteria. Does the idea of eating something that has breathed city air all day sound appetizing to you? That's not all. The mustard oil, considered the soul of the dish, is often of low quality, improperly produced, and full of harmful chemicals. Jalmuri vendors typically don't wear gloves, using their bare hands to mix the ingredients right on the dusty sidewalks. Imagine those unsanitary hands coming into direct contact with the food you're about to eat. Doesn't that make you shudder? Jalmuri is not just a street food. It's a test of your courage and endurance. With every bite of jalmuri, you're gambling with your health, as bacteria, dirt, and toxic chemicals lurk in every ingredient. So will you be ready to indulge or politely decline, saying, "I've had enough dust for today"? Halim is a thick porridge made from meat and lentils. Sounds like an appealing street food, right? But are you ready to face the mysteries lurking within this bowl of porridge? Imagine a pot of halim cooked in large quantities early in the morning and left out in the scorching sun all day, continuously exposed to dust and swarms of flies. Do you see that pot of porridge as a mobile laboratory? Quite tempting, isn't it? But wait, there's more. The most astonishing part is the meat in halim. If not cooked thoroughly, it can become the perfect breeding ground for uninvited guests like Salmonella or E. coli bacteria. Did you know that these guests don't just come for a free meal, but bring along a gift of dangerous food poisoning for you? How do you feel about enjoying a bowl of porridge that has been sitting out since the morning and reheated dozens of times? Perhaps you might think, "Oh, what an adventure for my stomach." This is not just a dish. It's a test of your courage and willingness to take risks. Are you ready to take on this challenge? Or will you let halim remain a mystery, something you only dare to mention in humorous tales? So how about it? Is your stomach trembling yet? Singara, a wildly popular street food in Bangladesh, but did you know that behind its tempting appearance lies a true nightmare in terms of hygiene? Imagine this: crispy singaras deep-fried in oil. Sounds delicious, right? But wait, are you sure that oil is fresh? The scary reality is that the oil used to fry singara is often not replaced, but reused to a frightening extent. Picture a pot of oil that has been used dozens of times, turning black, thick, and full of residue. Feeling a shiver down your spine yet? This oil not only gives the dish an unpleasant smell, but also contains a library of toxic compounds. And guess what? Some of those could be the authors of cancer. But hold on, the horror doesn't stop there. Every bite of singara you take is not just soaked in old oil, but is also a treasure trove of bacteria and toxins from the environment. Do you think the potato filling inside is safe? Think again. Even this filling could be contaminated due to unsanitary preparation processes. So what are you really eating? A crispy singara that, aside from its delicious, crunchy exterior, holds a real bomb for your digestive system. Tasty, isn't it? Tasty enough to make you cry. Who could have guessed that this seemingly harmless sauce is actually the root of all biosecurity issues when you try puchka? Made from tamarind and spices, it sounds incredibly tempting, but behind that lies a nightmare. The sauce is often stored in dirty plastic containers, lacking proper hygiene, and left out in the open all day long, exposed to dust, vehicle emissions, and various bacteria. Have you ever wondered what kind of water is used to make the secondary sauce? The terrifying truth is that it might come from unsafe sources full of pollutants and infections. Flies seem to feast on the sauce containers, and each time they land, they carry a host of bacteria from one place to another. Even scarier, the vendor doesn't wash their hands before dipping the bread into the sauce and serving it to customers. Can you imagine? Every crispy bite of puchka you take is packed with bacteria and disease, just waiting to enter your digestive system. Because of this lack of hygiene, puchka becomes a dish that easily causes food poisoning and intestinal diseases. So what will you do? Will you risk tasting this dangerous bacteria-filled sauce just to satisfy your taste buds? Or will you immediately steer clear once you know the horrifying truth about its preparation process? Biryani is the next dish that, just by thinking about it, you can quickly picture a hearty meal with fragrant rice, tender meat, and rich flavors. But when you learn about its journey from the streets of Bangladesh to your plate, do you still find it appealing? The labels on biryani clearly indicate that it has been exposed for days under the scorching sun amidst dust, smoke, and buzzing flies. Can the taste of this dish really outweigh concerns about food safety? The meat in biryani, lacking proper cooking techniques or adequate preservation equipment, becomes a perfect breeding ground for bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli. Now, imagine you're about to enjoy a fragrant pack of biryani, but then you picture it sitting all day under the indifferent gaze of the street vendor. Unwashed hands and dirty utensils are the contributing factors to the making of this dish. So, what would you do? Are you confident enough to try a street biryani that could be hiding thousands of health hazards? Or would you pass, thinking about the consequences your stomach might face later? Ask yourself, is a moment of indulgence in flavor worth trading for long nights of food poisoning? Thank you for joining Discover Journey on this exciting culinary adventure. If this documentary has captured your interest, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Discover Journey for more in-depth explorations of the world's most mysterious and challenging dishes. Share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section. See you in the next culinary adventure.